Well, hi there, New Horizon. It's Pastor Mark. Happy Monday to you. And I hope you'll take just a few minutes to listen to this video, perhaps share it with a family member. You know, we've recently done some questioning in our congregation, making phone calls and having some focus groups and such, and asking the question, so what do you think of this new emphasis Pastor Mark is bringing on discipleship? And overwhelmingly, people are like, I think it's a great idea. And they followed it up with, but how do we do that? Well, we're learning how to do that. In fact, I have this huge conviction that discipleship begins in our homes. It begins with those that we're closest to. And we learn about God from parents and from children and from aunts and uncles. That's where we learn discipleship. We learn to do some God talk in our front rooms and around our dinner tables and while we're driving in the car and such. And that's why yesterday we launched what we're calling the New Horizon Summer Experience, where I'm calling everyone, every family at New Horizon. This is couples with children, single people with children, or maybe if you're living alone, you find someone outside your home and you give them a phone call for a 10-minute God time every day. And we're even providing some conversation material. You'll find that on the back of every week's program, and you'll find it on the front page of our website. And we have already begun this in our home, and we have a couple of granddaughters with us this week, so we've thoroughly enjoyed our God time together. Yesterday, the question was, so what have you learned? Skills and abilities and personality traits and quirks and such from people in your family. And we had the best conversation about how we look like this person and act like that person and such. And the scripture was great. It says, this is cool, what you've learned and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace will be with you. And where that leads us is that we've learned so much from family members and such about our God. And it's encouraging, and it's, I think, very affirming for us. Today's question was a lot of fun, too. So who have been those people who have taught you about God, that you've learned about Jesus from? Tremendous conversation with the gals about that and with one another, and we're retracing our history and how we've come to know Jesus. See, friends, we're just learning to talk about the things of God together. And that's along the way of becoming disciples and helping make disciples. We have to sort of learn how to speak of the things of God with one another. My goal is that we do this all summer long, and we're going to come out in the fall different because we have developed the ability to have conversations about God with one another. You know, I said in my message yesterday, sometimes in our family of origin and such, talking about God is like having the sex talk. It's like, holy cow, how do you even talk about that stuff? Well, friend, to talk about God is simply to launch into it. It doesn't happen the first time, the second time, the third time, but you give it a week, you give it 2 weeks, you give it the summer, and all of a sudden you've developed vocabulary, and you've also begun to be able to talk about the squishy. I love Jesus' promise. He said, where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I'll be with you. That's what we're experiencing. And top that off with some prayer each day. Now, I'm going to give you the link in this video to where all those questions are found for this week, and you'll find them in succeeding weeks as well, successive weeks, I should say, as well. And I pray that you'll step into this. You're going to hear encouragement all along the way this summer about God time, daily God time with others in your family. And I hope you'll take us up on this, and let's see what God will do. I believe that revival is going to happen. I mean, our hearts will be drawn to God and drawn to one another through this experience. So I'll leave it there today. It's New Horizons Summer Experience as we spend time in family summer worship together and as we spend time in daily God time. It's cool beans. Hope you'll be a part. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.